Hello everyone. This is Chelsea. Ever since the spring semester ended, she has just been endlessly scrolling or watching Love Island.
Hey, that's not completely true. You definitely don't need to call me out like that.
Whoops. Sorry, but didn't you say you wanted to have an amazing summer?
Well, yeah, but summer isn't even here.
Chelsea, summer is already here.
Oh my god, I need to start planning for the summer. Literally, where did the time go? Let's go because we are not procrastinating anymore. Hi everyone, welcome to or back to my channel. So summer is officially here and I am super excited. I always say that I want to have the best summer ever, but I never fully plan for it. But this year it's going to be completely different. And if you have also said that before, this video is for you because today we're going to be cleaning, resetting, prepping, and planning to have the best summer ever. So let's get started. I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so first order of business is cleaning my room because as you can see, it is a mess. I just have piles of laundry everywhere and my vanity is a disaster after always getting ready every day. So I definitely need to deep clean my room. And I feel like it's very important to go into a new season with a clean space just so you could feel refreshed and you could plan accordingly and just start the season off right. So that is what we're going to be doing first. I'm kind of working backwards because I did do my bed. I haven't washed my sheets yet, but I want to go ahead and fold all my laundry and then wash my sheets. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I did. And for background purposes, so it doesn't look like an absolute mess. So we're gonna go ahead and start. And folding laundry is the most annoying thing ever. I absolutely hate it. So cue the B-roll. Okay, I just finished cleaning up my space and I have my sheets in the wash, so we're gonna go ahead and put those on later tonight. And right now we are in my office because I wanted to go ahead and set my goals and intentions for the summertime. I have my journal right here because I am going to review some of the goals that I had set for 2025, just to probably tweak them a little bit just to hopefully meet them during the summertime. So just to like briefly overview what I had written down. I had said that I wanted to be more consistent with posting on YouTube. I also wrote down that I wanted to have a healthier diet. Another goal was that I wanted to be more physically active. I also wanted to fix my sleeping schedule. And then some other little intentions that I had written down was to read more, to cook and bake more, to meet new friends, and then to journal more. So I'm just gonna go ahead and review them a little bit more just to see which ones I want to fully tweak and then probably set some new ones for the summer because now more than ever I have a lot more time since I'm not in school just to fully put my time and dedication into trying to meet these goals, especially for the later half of the year, because at the beginning I feel like I wasn't fully putting my time into meeting these goals since I was so stressed with school. And I feel like that's not fair to me because I want to become the best version of myself, and if I'm not putting time in my goals to like actively try to achieve them, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice, if that makes sense. I definitely recommend that you guys set your goals and intentions for this summer, since like I said before, this is a perfect time to like fully dedicate your time to it since you might not be in school and you have more free time. Of course, if you do work, I feel like you could still squeeze in some time if you're fully dedicated. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop rambling and start on writing my goals and intentions for this year. I highly recommend that you guys do it with me. I don't know, I feel like that could be very cute. are all done and I had so much fun. I ended up making a cute little spread, but I briefly wanted to go over some of the goals and intentions that I set for the summertime. And for each goal, like I did at the beginning of the year, I ended up putting like a little plan on how I want to achieve that goal. So the first one that I wrote, which is another one that I'm bringing back from my 2025 goals, which was to be more consistent on posting on YouTube. And then I have being more physically active, because that is one that I really want to get into, especially during the summertime when I have more time. Then I have fixed my sleeping schedule, because that is a big issue for me and I need to get that down, especially since next semester I have clinicals twice a week. And as for my intentions, I wrote a few, and these are some that I'm really hoping to try to get to. The first one that I have is read 8 books, and then I have start new hobbies like jewelry making or crocheting, because I really want to get into those, and just overall being more crafty in the summer, which I am super excited about. Then I have bake more, film and create more content like daily. I want to make sure to complete half of my summer bucket list, which I am going to be making tomorrow, and I am so excited. And I also want to journal every other day and just overall become the best version of myself. But yeah, those were some of my goals and intentions for the summertime, and I am super excited to get on them. But yeah, it's getting a little bit later and we are going to continue this reset tomorrow to work on my 2025 summer mood board, and I am super excited. We are also going to be talking about some of the hobbies that I really want to start and then create a cute little bucket list. So I'm so excited. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so if you know me, I obviously love Pinterest, so I had to go on it, and I was just scrolling for a little while, just curating a cute little mood board with a bunch of like summer inspired pictures of things that I wanted to do, some activities, fashion inspo, and things like that. I honestly ended up pinning like over 100 things. It was so much fun nonetheless. I truly can spend so much time on Pinterest. And then after that, I headed on to Canva, and I just ended up taking all the pictures from my Pinterest boards and then created a cute little collage, which I really loved, and I just like looking back on it just to see what I want to do this summer. Up next, we created my summer bucket list, and I had so much fun with this as well. I love getting super crafty and just bringing out all my materials, stickers, cute little like craft paper, and just making a whole spread. So that is exactly what I did. I feel like it turned out super cute, if I do say so myself, but once that was done, I ended up just brainstorming some ideas on things that I wanted to do this summer, and I just wrote them down. I ended up writing over 20 things down, so hopefully I'm able to complete at least half of them during the summer. Okay, I ended up finishing my bucket list the next day, but this is the final product. I think it's super cute. But yeah, I'm really obsessed with it. Let me go over briefly on some of the ideas that I have on my bucket list, and maybe you guys might take some inspiration from that. So I have read 8 books. I have eat an acai bowl at the beach. I feel like that could be so much fun. I also have eat shaved ice at the beach, because I always see those like really cute aesthetic pictures of shaved ice and they look delicious, so I really want to do that this summer. I have a lot of hobbies like coloring, jewelry making, charm making, whether that be on purses or lip glosses. I also have crocheting. I also have playing pickleball, and yeah, and then more of like the activity type of things. I have having like a spa day, hosting a game night, having a water balloon fight. I feel like that could be so much fun, especially if you like gather a bunch of your friends or even family. Then I also have things like watch some fireworks, go stargazing, go to a carnival, and then we have like some other things that you guys can make, like baking some summer treats, or also making s'mores or making sundaes. I feel like that all could be so much fun, and you could also end the night by watching a movie, which is what I wrote down. And then the one that I have to make sure that I do is having a photo shoot at sunset, specifically at the beach. I feel like that is like the top summer activity, or like a summer thing to do, and I have to do it. I'm going on vacation in a few days, so that is on my list. A lot of these I'm hoping I could check off while I'm over there, but yeah, that is my bucket list. I am so excited for summer. Definitely recommend you guys making a bucket list. I feel like it is so much fun to make. I just spent like an hour listening to music and just writing down some of the things that I wanted to do, and I feel like this gives you a plan on how you want your summer to go, and it's overall just fun. You could get really creative, or you can make it as simple as you like. It doesn't really matter, but I recommend you making one, because like I said, I feel like it gives you a plan on how you want your summer to go, and I love that. Now that we've created our mood board and our cute little bucket list, I wanted to go over some ideas for some hobbies that you guys can try, and some that I will definitely be starting, which I'm honestly so excited about. But I feel like the summer is the perfect time to start a new hobby, especially since, like I said earlier, we have way more time on our hands since we're on break and we're not at school. And honestly, it's just the perfect excuse to start something new and fun, so that we're not bored and we actually have a great summer. But before we get started on some ideas for some hobbies, I wanted to make sure to emphasize that hobbies do not need to be expensive. You can make them as inexpensive expensive as you'd like, because I feel sometimes we put this pressure on ourselves to buy all these new things to start a new hobby, and I feel like that's just not the case. Personally, I have done this before and it has stopped me from starting all these cool hobbies, and I just don't think that's fair. So yeah, you could go as expensive as you want or as inexpensive as you like. You could go to the Dollar Tree, you could print some stuff out, you could start some hobbies with things that you have at home, however you'd like, but I just wanted to make sure to mention that. And with that little disclaimer being said, let's start talking about hobbies. Okay, so the first few hobbies that I'm going to be talking about are some that I actually do. Definitely some more than others, but they are overall some that I want to continue and grow at, with the exception of the first one, because the first one is reading, and I highly recommend everyone to read. I feel like that's the perfect little hobby to do any time of the year, but specifically for the summer, you could read a bunch of romance books. I have a bunch. I'm currently reading When in Rome, and I absolutely love it, and I have read these other two, and I don't know, I just feel like reading is such a nice little hobby to do. And with this one, you could go to the library and borrow books, or you could even go thrifting for books, or to like free little libraries and getting books for free. But yeah, I would say that reading is my #1 hobby and one that I do the most, and I absolutely love it. I just love being in a different world and just experiencing a bunch of different things and just living through the characters. And yeah, I absolutely love reading, and I recommend everyone to do it. And if you haven't done any reading, I highly recommend you starting during the summertime. I feel like you could just take a cute little book and read at the beach or at the pool, and that could be so much fun. Okay, next up, I feel like not a lot of people might consider this a hobby, but I personally do, and that is journaling. I feel like you could find a bunch of prompts on Pinterest and just go ahead and journal it out. And I feel like it's such a good form of self-care. It doesn't have to necessarily be all about your emotions. It could just be like fun things that you want to do. I don't know, with this one, I feel like you could go so many routes, and I highly recommend it. You don't have to do this one every single day, and you don't even have to go out and buy a bunch of different journals. You could even journal on your phone. I just feel like it's something nice to do, and this is one that I do very often, and I absolutely love it. And I feel like this is also a way to get to know yourself, and I absolutely love that. And I feel like it's such a cute thing to do a hobby, and then while you're doing that, you also explore yourself and get to know yourself better. So I absolutely love it. I highly recommend everyone to journal, and especially since you do like a fun activity during the summer, you could just go ahead and journal about it, and then you could go ahead and read over it, and you just have that memory forever. So yeah, definitely recommend journaling. Okay, up next is scrapbooking, and I really love this one. I started it recently, and I've been doing it with my boyfriend, and it has been so much fun. You could go to any craft store and just get like a scrapbooking journal, or you could even do it like on Canva and create like a digital scrapbook page. You could literally go any route with this, and you could just pick up a bunch of mementos like when you go traveling, or a bunch of stickers, or just random things, and just customize it as you want. And this is one of the spreads that me and my boyfriend did recently for our short and sweet tour, and it was so much fun. I really loved it. And I don't know, I feel like scrapbooking is so much fun. Like I said, the possibilities are endless with this because you could get so many supplies. Personally, I love going to Daiso because everything is super cheap, and you could just get like a bunch of stickers. Here are some more. And then they also have craft paper, which is my favorite thing to get. Literally, there are so many, and I absolutely love it. This one is one that I've had so much fun with, and I am super excited to continue on with it. And I feel like it's going to be super fun during the summer because you could take a bunch of pictures, have a bunch of memories, and at the end of it, just create like a whole spread of all the things that you did during the summer, and that could just be so much fun. And then we have coloring, which is another one of my favorites. I also started this one recently, and this one is just so much fun. You could definitely go different routes with this one. You could end up buying some coloring books. These are the Bobby Good ones. I have 3 and I absolutely love these, but these definitely are on the pricier side. And I know for everyone, they might not want to start with such expensive ones, and that is completely okay. You could also go with these ones, which are way cheaper, and these are the Coco Wild ones, and I believe they are like under $7 on Amazon, which is really good, and you have a lot of pages. But you could also go ahead and go on Pinterest or on Google and just print out a bunch of coloring pages, and you could do it that way. And along with coloring, you of course have to get your supplies, and these are some of the markers that I have. I recommend the Crayola markers if you want to go very inexpensive. You could get like a 20 or 50 pack for, I want to say maybe under $10, and they work very nicely. Or you could go a little bit more expensive and get the Cali Art markers from Amazon, and these work amazing. These are alcohol-based markers. But either way, both are perfect for the coloring books, and I recommend going with either or. But I absolutely love coloring. I feel like it's so much fun. This could also be such a relaxing little hobby. You can listen to some music or an audiobook audiobook or even a podcast. And I feel like this is such a nice little hobby to do outdoors too. And I don't know, just like having a nice relaxing summer afternoon. Coloring could be so much fun. Okay, up next is baking. And if you know anything about me, I absolutely love baking. I feel like it's such a fun hobby to do. And for the summer, there are so many desserts that you could end up baking and just having like a fun afternoon. You could end up baking something and then watching a movie, and I don't know, I feel like that could be very relaxing and so fun to do. Highly recommend you guys to try it out. You could start off very easy with like box mixes or like cookie dough that's already made and just bake that, and I would consider that baking. It's definitely a hobby. Highly recommend you guys to try it out. Okay, up next are the hobbies that I have not tried, but these are one I'm wanting to start, and again, these are ideas for you guys as well. The first one is crocheting. I am a little bit intimidated by this one, but I have seen so many cute like designs on Pinterest, and this one seems like so much fun. I actually did end up buying like a crochet kit from Barnes & Noble, and it just gives you like a step-by-step on how to create some of these plants, and it comes with all the supplies, the yarn, and I'm very excited to start this one. I feel like this on a summer afternoon after having like a long pool day and just relaxing and creating like a cute little figurine and listening to an audiobook again or even listening to music could be so much fun. But like I said, I am a little bit intimidated by this because one thing about me is I suffer from perfectionism, and if it's not perfect, I end up giving up. But that is one thing that I want to change with all these hobbies, is to just continue them and see where it could go. But yeah, I feel like crocheting could be super fun to start during the summer. And then we have air clay making. I don't know if you guys have seen those videos on TikTok where people create like cute little figurines and then bake them. I feel like that could be so much fun. I also ended up getting a kit where it has a bunch of different colored clay. It also comes with the supplies, and I feel like you can make a bunch of cute figurines, like jewelry dishes, trinket dishes, anything like that. And I got this off of Amazon, and it comes with a lot of colors, and I feel like with something like this you would be set and you would have all the things that you needed to actually start this hobby. But I feel like this one could be very fun. You could have like a night with your friends or by yourself and just create a bunch of cute little trinket dishes or cute little figurines. Yeah, I'm excited to start this one. And then the other one is charms or like jewelry making. I've seen a lot of cute designs on Pinterest and on TikTok, and there are so many routes that you could go with this. You can make like cute little charms for your lip glosses or your lip balms, or you could even make cute little bookmarks. I actually made this one at a store. But you could also make charm bracelets, keychains, charms for your purses. The possibilities are endless, and I feel like that one is so much fun. And I know on Daiso and of course like Hobby Lobby and Michaels, they have like a bunch of materials for jewelry making, and they are relatively cheap, and you could also find sales. But I feel like this is one that could be so much fun. You could also again make a night out of it, do it by yourself or do it with friends, and I just feel like jewelry making is such a summer coded activity. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and rapid fire some other ideas that you might want to start. So this is one that I really want to try, and that is pickleball. I feel like that could be such a fun summer activity, especially in the afternoon when the sun is already setting, so it could feel cooler. And I don't know, I feel like that could also get in a workout, and I think it could just be very fun. There's also things like gardening or flower arrangements. I feel like that could be very cute, and I feel like there's a lot of summer flowers or like summer color flowers that could be very nice to make, and then you could just keep it for yourself or give it to your loved ones. There's also knitting and sewing. I feel like sewing your own clothes could be so much fun, especially like cute summer clothes. You could make like those patchwork shirts, and I feel like that could be such a cute summer baby top with like shorts. Definitely would be fun. You could also try pottery, which I feel like that could be very fun. You could make it into a little date night activity with yourself or even with friends or loved ones. And there's also gaming. I feel like that could be very fun. There's a lot of games that you could download on your phone or iPad. You could also play games on your laptops. I feel like that one could also be very fun, and I know a lot of people love doing it. I know there's some games that are harder and there's some that are very easy and very like relaxing. So if you love gaming, I would definitely give that a try. But yeah, those are some of my ideas for some hobbies that you could do during the summer, because like I said, this is a time to start something new and to actually have fun so you're not bored and you actually have a great summer. As I mentioned earlier, reading is one of my favorite hobbies, so I of course had to create a summer TBR. I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of the books that I am hoping to read this summer. And when I was writing my goals and intentions yesterday, I put that I wanted to read 8 books. So I have my stack right here, and it's definitely more than 8, and I am hoping to get to all of them because some of these books have been on my TBR for a long time. So let me go ahead and share with you some of the books that I have. So the first book that I have is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, and I don't know too much about this book, but I know it's a romance book, and I know everyone loves Emily Henry. Henry, so I am very excited to get to this one. All I know is that it follows Poppy and Alex, and I believe they vacation together because they always did, but then something happened and I guess they are trying to fix that. But yeah, hoping to get to this one soon. And the next book that I have, I feel like everyone knows about this series. Literally everyone has either read it or watched the movies, and I have only watched the movies, and I have been dying to read the book. So this summer I am so determined to get to all 3 of them. So that is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. We obviously know this story, we love this story, and I absolutely love the movies, and I am like almost done with this book because I started it a few weeks ago and I absolutely love it. It is way better than the movies, and I'm just so excited to continue reading these series. Yeah, very excited. And the next book I have is another Emily Henry book, and that is Beach Read, and I am very, very excited about this one. This one is definitely one that I want to take on my vacation and read at the beach because I feel like it's the perfect setting. Again, I don't know much about this book, but that's okay. Like I said, I don't mind going into books blind. But I know with this one we follow Augustus and January. And I remember last year, I feel like I read one chapter and it was pretty good. I want to say she goes to a beach house and then spends her time there with her neighbor, I think. I could be completely wrong. Okay, no, I was right. I believe that this is about 2 authors and they're swapping genres on what to write. So this one's very exciting, and I feel like everyone really loves this one. But yeah, very excited to get to this one. Okay, next up, I also think that the summertime is the perfect time to read fantasies and just continue series. So I have City of Glass by Cassandra Clare, and this is the 3rd book in the Mortal Instrument series, and I am very excited to continue this one. Without spoiling, of course, we follow Jace and Clary, and they are shadow hunters, and they are just like fighting demons and a bunch of other bad things, and I really love this series. I'm probably going to start this one in July since it is bigger, but I'm very excited to see how this story continues. I feel like the 2nd book was super, super good, and I'm just excited to see how our characters continue to like flourish. And yeah, next up we have another fantasy book, and that is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and it is a huge book, and since I'm not in school, I feel like what a perfect excuse to read a chunky, thick book. And yeah, again with this one, I don't know much about it, but I know it has dragons, and everyone raves about this book and just talks about how beautifully it's written, and I'm very excited, like I am about all these books. Okay, I have 4 books left. I'm gonna go ahead and try to go through them quickly, but the next book that I have is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I believe this one is a mystery thriller book. And what interested me about this book is that people compared it to Criminal Minds, and if you know anything about me, I am obsessed with Criminal Minds. I love Spencer Reid and just that show in general. So I was very intrigued when they compared it to that, so I am very excited about it. I believe we follow young, gifted teenagers who end up getting recruited to the FBI, and I think they're solving cold cases, I want to say. But yeah, I can't wait to get to this one. Next up, we have another romance, and like I said, the summertime is the perfect season to read romance books, and that is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This is like an OG book. I've had this on my bookshelf for years, and I still have not read it. And like I said, it's a romance book, and I believe it's a fake dating with her and her professor or her tutor, one or the other. And I want to say it's also enemies to lovers, so I love that plot, so very excited to get to this one. Okay, the next book that I have is Every Summer After by Carly Fortune, and with this one, again, I don't know much about it, but I did hear that it was sad, and I love that summer is in the cover, so obviously I wanted to read it during the summer. Alrighty, the last book that I am hoping to get through this summer is Watch Me by Tahira Mafi, and I absolutely love this series. This cover is literally so gorgeous. I just love this series so much. Warner is like my #1 book boyfriend, and I don't know, the Shatter Me universe is so good, so I am so excited to jump back into this universe. This follows James's story, and if you haven't read the Shatter Me series, this is going to be a spoiler, but this follows James' story, which is Adam and Warner's sibling, years later, and I think we do see glimpses of Juliet and Warner in this, and I am super excited. I just love her writing, and I just love this series, so I can't wait to continue this one. I'm hoping I love it. I feel like I will. I've seen like little snippets about it on TikTok, and everyone has been raving about it, so I feel like I'm gonna like it, so I'm definitely excited to get to it. But yeah, that is my summer TBR. I am hoping to get to all of them, and if I don't, that's okay. But yeah, if any of these are on your summer TBR, definitely let me know, and maybe we could read them together, and I feel like that could also be super fun. Alrighty, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it helped you guys to reset and plan for an amazing summer, because trust me, it's going to be the best one yet, and I am honestly so excited for it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!